Hey, what's up guys? I sell merch now, link in the description, check it out. Hey everybody, what is going on? It's Lazarus here, back with another MLB The Show 19 video. And today, we're going to be going over all the players that I think will be getting upgraded this Friday's roster update. Now, there's going to be a lot of players on the list this week, so we're not going to waste any time, and we're going to go ahead and jump straight into it. So as always, we're going to be starting things off with the catcher position. And the first catcher we're going to be looking at is Chirinos from the Houston Astros. In his last week or so of baseball, he has a line of 385, 579, and 846 with 2 homers and 5 RBIs, and he's been a very nice piece in the Astros lineup. He's only rated at a 74 in the game, so I think we'll be seeing him make the jump from bronze to silver. The next player on our list is Willson Contreras from the Chicago Cubs. And he just continues to mash baseballs so far in the 2019 season. Throughout the season so far, he has a 304 average, a 417 on base, an OPS over 1000 with 10 homers and 24 RBIs. He's been one of the best hitting catchers in all of baseball, and if he keeps it up, I think he's definitely in for a big time upgrade. So now that we've wrapped up the catchers, we're going to be moving on to the first baseman. And the first player we're going to be looking at here is Mitch Moreland from the Boston Red Sox. And he has been absolutely killing it lately, being one of the most productive players on the whole team. In the last week, he has a line of 333, 444, and 1000, along with 3 home runs and 8 RBIs. He's been a huge part of the Boston Red Sox recent success, and I think he's going to make the jump from that 74 overall bronze into the silver tier. Another first baseman who's absolutely killing it lately is Cron from the Minnesota Twins. In his last week of baseball, he's hitting 370 with an on-base of 393 and a slugging of 741 with 3 home runs and 6 RBIs. He's also been a huge part of the Twins' success, and he's coming off a year where he was doing very well for the Rays, and they decided to non-tender him anyway. So I think it's fair to say that he's actually this good of a hitter, and his stats in the game should reflect that a little bit better. Next, we're going to be moving on to second baseman, and the first guy we're going to be looking at here is Mets infielder Jeff McNeil. Thus far through the season, he's been one of their most consistent and best hitters, and in his last week of baseball, he's been doing particularly well, with a line of 444, 545, and 722. He's basically just been blowing everyone's expectations out of the water. Since he's kept up this solid play throughout the whole season so far, I think he's definitely due for an upgrade, and if he continues, we're going to see him go up even more. Our next second baseman is a lot like Jeff McNeil, in the means that he's also a contact hitter who doesn't hit a lot of home runs, but that doesn't exactly hold him back from being good. It's Cesar Hernandez from the Philadelphia Phillies. And in his last 7 games, he has a line of 350, 462, and 550. And just generally speaking, he's been playing very well. I don't exactly think he's going to go from a silver to a gold or anything, but his play does warrant a slight upgrade for his overall. Now moving on to third base, the first player we're going to be looking at here is a guy who continues to be one of the most underrated players in the whole league. And that is Eugenio Suarez of the Cincinnati Reds. In his last 7 games, he has a line of 400, 471, and 833 with 3 home runs and 5 RBIs. He's been an absolute tank all year long and really has been for the last few years as well. So I could definitely see him get upgraded because, straight up, he just deserves it. The next player on our list is former MVP Kris Bryant, who looks like he's returning to form quite nicely, as in his last 7 games, he's hitting 320, 485, and 880 with 4 home runs and 7 RBIs. And although he already is a diamond, I don't think it's too unrealistic for him to get upgraded just a little bit, based on how well he's been performing. Next up, we're going to be looking at another Red Sox, and this time it's Rafael Devers, who's been another pretty important part of the Red Sox recent success. In his last 7, he's hitting 480, 519, and 680 with a homer and 7 RBIs. He's another guy who's been playing super well lately, and with those stats, Definitely deserves an upgrade. Now we're going to be moving on to some shortstops. And the first guy on the list is Ahmed Rosario from the New York Mets. And to start his career, he struggled a bit, but it seems like recently he's getting in a pretty nice groove. In his last 7 games, he has a line of 294, 333, and 529 with a homer and 6 RBIs. And this is some pretty good play from him. So I don't see anything massive here, but I could definitely see him getting a slight upgrade. The next player on our list is Willy Adames from the Tampa Bay Rays. In his last 7 games, he's hitting 357, 500, and 500. And he's another guy who I don't think is going to get a massive upgrade, but I think they could get a slight bump to their stats. But he is a pretty decent young player, so keep your eye on him as the season progresses. So now that we've finished going through all the infielders, we're going to be moving on to some outfielders. And the first guy on our list is Michael Brantley from Houston, and he continues to absolutely kill it this year with a line of 304, 360, and 739 in his last 7 games, along with 3 homers and 5 RBIs. He's shown that he's back to being that higher level player that he was in the past, and I think with continued play like this, he should be eventually making his way into the gold tier, so definitely look out for him. Our next player is already in the gold tier, but regardless of that, he's been playing very well so far. Specifically in his last 7, he has a line of 370, 414, and 593 with a homer and a couple RBIs. He's another guy who I don't see getting too much of an upgrade, but just a slight increase to some of his hitting stats. George Springer is about as hot as any baseball player could be right now, and in his last 7 games, he's absolutely tearing it up. With a line of 519, 563, and 1148 with 5 home runs and 10 RBIs, he has been going absolutely ham recently. And honestly, in the game, he's not going for a lot of stubs right now. So while you can, I would stock up on him, because if he continues to hit like this, then he'll be a diamond in no time. Next up, we have Padres outfielder Hunter Renfroe, who's been a nice surprise for Padres fans thus far in the 2019 season. He's been doing pretty well recently in his last 7 games with a line of 292, 292, and 792 with 3 home runs and 4 RBIs. He's only a 76 overall in the game right now, so if he continues to tear the cover off the ball, then it's not too far outside the realm of possibility that he's going to go gold at some point. So definitely keep your eye on him. And our last outfielder is going to be Domingo Santana from the Seattle Mariners, who continues to absolutely crush the ball this season. In his last 7 games, he has a line of 346, 414, and 769 with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. He got off to a hot start to begin the season, and he's still doing pretty well right now. So with a performance like that, he's definitely a guy that I believe deserves an upgrade. Now moving on to some pitchers, we're going to have 2 starters, and the first one is going to be Zach Eflin from the Philadelphia Phillies, who's coming off of 2 very good starts. One of them, the most recent, being a complete game shutout, and he's been a pretty pleasant surprise for Phillies fans thus far in the season. Now I know he has that 80 overall tops now moment card, but the fact that his live series card is only a 72 overall just doesn't quite sit right with me, so I definitely think that should be getting upgraded, and I think you're going to see that happen very soon. And our final player and pitcher on this entire list is going to be Zach Davies from the Milwaukee Brewers. In his last 6 games, he's put in 36 innings of work, put together a 3-0 record with a 1.50 ERA, and overall has just been pretty dominant for a Brewers team that's in desperate need of good starting pitching. His live series card in the game is also only a 72 overall, so I think with how good he's been pitching, he's definitely due for an upgrade, and we're definitely going to see that happen very soon. Well guys, that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more MLB The Show 19 content, and let me know in the comment section below, who do you think is going to be getting upgraded in this Friday's roster update? As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.